We do have that main threat of isolated, strong, damaging winds. That secondary threat, pretty low threat, but it is still there. We do have that chance to see maybe a spin-up tornado or two, and also the potential for some isolated, larger hail.
It was absolutely beautiful, and you know, all three of these performances were so incredible. And thank you to everybody who sent something in. They were amazing. I got to watch some of them, and every single one of them I couldn't even pick.
This leading line right here has been bringing us some pretty gusty winds. It's starting to slightly weaken. We're just seeing 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, but earlier this storm was producing 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We have some really cute viewer photos. I don't think Lily has gotten to see any of them, so
not today.
I usually am pretty good at hiding them from her until it's time to show her. So I'm excited to show them today. They're really cute. We got some animals in, of course, so I'm excited to share them. But first, we're going to talk about that forecast. So first, you can find a pine needle. You can find a branch. I'm going to use this branch right here, and as you can tell, it's kind of uneven on all sides. So what you're going to want to do is find where that ice is the thickest, and then you want to find where it's the thinnest all the way around, because of course it's going to accumulate in different ways. So right here, you can kind of see that the ice is thickest here, much thinner right here. And then we've got our next round. That's going to be the cold front. So we've got a dry line ahead of that. That's what's coming in tonight. And then we have a cold front that's going to be moving through on a Tuesday night. This is around 7 p.m. Looks like we're going to start to see those rain showers and thunderstorms along this line in those western counties moving right through. Again, main threat being gusty winds. Can't rule out some isolated hail. We are seeing some flowers up on the trees. And again, those beautiful blue skies. It was a little bit breezier earlier. It doesn't really look like it's too breezy now. Maybe just a little bit. You can see those trees moving around just a bit. Whatever you do, do not pour hot water on your windshield. That is very dangerous. It could crack your windshield. It could shatter your windshield. And that's because that really fast change from very cold temperatures to very hot temperatures, that is going to do something to that glass. It's not going to be good. More thunderstorms in those northern counties. They look like they're kind of right out of our area, though, those thunderstorms. You might hear maybe some rumbles of thunder for those of us in those far northern counties. The rest of us probably just going to see some rain. And then we've got another cold air mass moving right into the area as we head into Monday, especially Monday night. Lows dropping down to around 20 degrees. And before you go out and de-ice your car, don't forget to put on your jacket and your gloves, especially when temperatures are this cold. You're going to want to just really protect your skin from this ice and from this very, very cold weather that we're having. Reporting in the studio, Audrey Pentecost, WBKO News. And if you aren't much of a winter person, then you're also in luck, because we do have some brighter days ahead as we move into this next week. Music is playing, cows are mooing, and the grandstand is buzzing with excitement. This isn't my first rodeo, but it sure has been a nice one. It's been pretty warm all day, and we can expect those temperatures to stay warm. Temperatures throughout the early evening will top out in the mid-70s and will start to drop in the late evening. The low tonight is 52 degrees. Enjoy this rockin' rodeo weather today, because tonight and tomorrow could rope in some rain. I'm standing here at North Southgate Drive in Gwynn, and behind me you can see the east branch of the Escanaba River, and it has overflowed. Reporting in Gwynn, Audrey Pentecost, Local 3 News. So it's definitely going to feel a lot more like spring than it has over these past few days, considering, I mean, we just had a winter storm move through, so This is much different. If you have any snow on the ground still, it's probably not going to last much longer. And this was taken on the same day. So
I know.
Yeah, it
definitely.
so sad.
It
snowed here as well. I looked out the window this morning and it was like a winter wonderland.
Just the biggest flakes. It was so pretty.
Yeah, and then I feel like it was just a couple hours later and it was just nothing.
It was all melted.
WBKO's First Alert Weather, brought to you by MedCenter Health.
Good morning. It is a bit cold out there this morning. This is that live lookout on Scottsville Road right now. Not much going on out there today, and that should be a good thing. You can definitely go out and get some things done for today. If you do have any errands you got to run for this weekend, today is going to be that day to do so. We got cold and dry conditions for today. We have that chance for some heavy rounds of snowfall for this weekend, and cold will continue into next week. Temperatures right now are already very cold. 20 25 degrees in Morgantown, 28 in Glasgow, 30 degrees in Tompkinsville. Bundle up if you have to head out. But we got those dry conditions across the area. We're going to stay dry throughout the day, maybe seeing a little bit more sunshine as we get into the afternoon. We do have that winter storm warning in effect across the region. That is going to be starting Saturday very early in the morning, and then it should be extended until Monday early in the morning. So we are issuing a first alert weather day. Again, that's going to be for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday as we continue to see these impacts throughout these next few days. We do have that chance to see at least 4 inches of snow. We have gone down a little bit on some of the snow totals for us. Some of us are still expecting quite a bit of snow, but that ice and sleet is mixing in a little bit more than previously forecasted, and that's why we are bringing those snow totals down just a bit. However, that doesn't make this any less impactful. In fact, it could be even more dangerous as we see a coating of ice on the ground, on roadways, and on other surfaces. That could definitely cause some power outages. We also are expecting well below freezing temperatures through this weekend and even to start next week. Here's that look at a future max. We're expecting some dry conditions throughout your day. Again, maybe a little bit more sunshine for the afternoon. Should be a nice day to go out, get all of your preparations done, and then we're going to start to see some changes as we get into your Saturday morning. That's going to be when we're expecting that chance for some snow. It might start a little bit later in the morning for some of us, and then as we get into the afternoon, we're going to start to see widespread snow showers. Some of those could be pretty heavy at times, especially later on Saturday. However, Saturday night, we got this transition line between snow and rain, and in this transition line, that's where we're expecting sleet and freezing rain. And here's what we're going to see. We're going to see that line start to creep up into our area, and as it creeps up, especially along those counties that are closer to the Kentucky-Tennessee border, we're expecting that to change, that snow to change into some sleet and freezing rain. Again, that could cause a layer of ice on the ground on different surfaces, so just be aware of that. We're going to continue to see just snow for those northern counties. That's why you have those higher snow totals up there, and then that transition line will slowly start to move back out of the area by Sunday, and we're expecting some more snow on top of what we saw on Saturday for your Sunday. So here's kind of what we're expecting. You can see up to around 4 inches of snow for those of us in those very far southeastern counties, around 4 to 8 inches of snow for most of us, and then for those northern counties, those far northern counties, you could see even 8 to 12 inches of snow. Again, for those northern counties, you might not see quite as much of that freezing rain or sleet mixing in, but you definitely do have that chance to see quite a bit if you are in those southern counties there. And for some tips, make sure to do your errands today. That's really the last day. Today is that last day before we do see that winter storm moving in. Maybe grab a snow shovel if you don't already have one, especially in those northern counties. You might need one of those, and make sure to prepare for possible power outages. Make sure you have plenty of food and water as well in your home. So again, make sure to prepare for today, and maybe take your pet on a nice long walk today. So just to, get their energy out before this winter storm. This is Angus. Thank you so much, Sarah, for sending in this picture. Angus is so cute. Colder temperatures continue today, so bundle up, and also bundle up your pets. We're going to see those temperatures drop significantly for the weekend. Highs only in the lower to mid 20s, and then it's going to get even colder as we get into next week. Take a look at those overnight lows in the single digits, even at 2 degrees for Monday night into Tuesday morning. Temperatures are going to stay cold through the week, with highs staying around the mid to upper 20s for Wednesday and Thursday, lows still around the single digits.